George Floyd laid to rest. The nationwide protests over his death a turning point, said lawmakers at his funeral.
George Floyd changed the world. And we're going to make the world know that he made a difference.
At a vigil for Floyd, calls for change in American law enforcement.
Making sure that policing turns away from being a warrior and the denial of civil liberties and civil rights and turns into a guardian, that its focus is public safety.
Floyd's brother marching in Washington after testifying to lawmakers considering a measure to reform the police.
The bill would make it easier for the federal government to successfully prosecute police misconduct cases. It would ban chokeholds. It would end racial and religious profiling. It would encourage prosecutions independent from local police.
The Democratic proposal is separate from protester calls to defund the police, but many lawmakers want to shift law enforcement funding away to other priorities. One such advocate, a leading contender to be Democratic nominee Joe Biden's vice presidential pick.
I support investing in communities so that they become more healthy and therefore more safe. Right now, what we're seeing in America is many cities spend over 1/3 of their entire city budget on policing.
The White House has already called one key Democrat proposal ending police protection from civil lawsuits a non-starter. In the Republican-majority U.S. Senate, the only African-American Republican senator is crafting a proposal and sees room for agreement.
There's common ground between the House bill, our bill, and the White House bill.
And even the U.S. Capitol could look different as calls mount for taking down the statues memorializing generals and leaders of the slaveholding Confederacy that lost the U.S. Civil War.
Treason. They committed treason against the United States of America, and their statues are still here because their states put them here.
U.S. President Donald Trump tweeting Wednesday, vowing not to rename military bases named after Confederate military figures. The White House also weighing its own executive order on police reform, separate from lawmakers' own efforts. Catherine Gibson, VOA News, Washington.